So today we're talking about money, 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 money.
I was gonna sing that. Money, money, money,
I
money.
was singing. Oh man. So today it's great because we're going to be talking about money, um, our beliefs around money, how to kind of change that belief, hopefully, and so that we can allow more abundance into our life with regards to money.
Yes. And also like not the actual money itself, like the piece of paper, the coins, but this has a lot more to do with the energetics,
Yes.
the energy of money, because
Yes.
money in itself is technically just a made up thing we've all agreed upon, but money itself, it's more about the energetics, and that's why the beliefs about it has so much to do with what happens with your money because it actually is just an energy.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
And we have to allow it, like you allow it in, have fun with it, play with it. It's not the enemy. It is literally, like you said, another form of energy. And, you have to be in the receptive mode. You have to feel
Yeah.
it. What does it feel like? Like money feels like it feels easy, it feels freeing, it feels, I don't know, what other
It
emotions
can
and stuff
also
can you associate?
feel, it's so crazy because it can also feel like there's some people listening that's going to be like, money feels like it's hard. It's hard to keep. It's hard to make. It's
Mhm.
hard to spend. It's hard to pay this bill. Like, I remember this one time in particular when I was in the process of shifting my beliefs. My daughter broke her iPhone and it was a $200 fix. And I
Mm.
remember thinking, oh, like I really don't want to spend $200 to fix her phone. I could use that for something else. And I caught myself and I'm like, no, 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 no. This is not how I'll be talking about money anymore or feeling about it.
Mhm.
I paused and I'm like, wait a second. Do I have the money to spend on this repair? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you happily spend the money? Can you be happy about this? Can you know that you're going to spend this and it's like I reshifted right away because I realized in that moment that not wanting to spend the money, that's the energy we're talking about. That when you put that out there with the money you're spending, that's going to have something to do with how it all comes back, how you get more, how you even play with your money, opposed to you know what? I'm abundant. I have this money. I'm going to spend it. Like, and thank you, universe, that I'm even actually able to pay this bill. Because there's someone else out there right now that does not have $200 to pay for their phone, right?
Yes, yes.
So
It's about shifting your thinking on like, I can buy this. So let's say you're going to the
yeah,
grocery store and you're doing your regular shopping. Let's say it's within your budget. Just remember to just practice acknowledging like I can buy this. I can buy this. I'm allowed to. I can. And
yeah,
everything that I'm putting out, energy, this is energy, right? So let's take away the money aspect, but it's like the energy I'm putting out right now, it's going to come back to me. It's the same way as when you're being, let's say, positive. So you're a positive person, you're positive thinking, and then you keep attracting more positive people like you. It's the same thing, except it's the energy,
yeah,
it's the money energy, right? So it's
yeah,
all the same thing. And we get to create,
yes,
we get to have fun with it. Um, I want to also just say, like, I know everyone's like, well, how do I get to the point where you guys are at, or how do I get there? And it's like, we have to break down the ancestral beliefs we have associated
yeah,
with money. So it's like you make your list, like, where did you start learning money was bad, and how was that taught to you by it comes from grandparents, parents,
yeah,
that whole generation, right? Like you don't know what they lived through. Maybe the Great Depression, they have a different way of thinking, and it seeped into us, right? Because it's just being taught. It's being taught. And it's like you
yeah,
got to go back and look at the way you were taught about money, and you have to reshift it all. You have to reshift all
yeah,
those beliefs, take the goods, take the goods, leave the bads. Like,
yeah,
for
yeah,
example, for myself, I said, what I love about my family is that when we would, if we had a party, people could come over and it's like there's abundance of food provided and drink, and people can eat and laugh and have fun. I'm going to take that part. But the part about hoarding a bunch of stuff because we don't know if we're going to need it later on down the road, that part is like, bye, I'm not doing that. Right. So yeah.
And that's all energetics right there. And it's true. You want to realize the point of like looking at your ancestors is, or your family, it would be to understand, where did I get my beliefs about money? Because that is what has to do with the energy that you are sending out with money. So most of us were not aware. We just think, well, this is how it is. This is how money is. And it's like, no, it's not how money is. It's your beliefs about money. And if you look at where they came from, it kind of gives you a bit of this space that like, oh, this could be true or it could not be true for me or for someone else, but that actually you can choose the beliefs you want to have about money. So think about it. If you have a poor consciousness towards money or an abundant consciousness, those are just two people. Let's say there's two people, somebody's poor and someone's rich. So I'm going to say poor consciousness, rich. They actually just, so money is just money, but they have different beliefs about money. And that's literally all that's going on. When you see somebody that has money, they think differently about money. They do different things with their money. And then this other person that's poor or has a poor consciousness towards money, they are thinking differently about money and they are doing different things. So, like, for example, I remember when I was living within a poor consciousness with money, if I had money, I would have to spend it because I felt like I don't know when I'm getting money again. Or it might even be like, I have to wait 2 weeks. So I gotta, get all this food, and well, I gotta get my treats, and I gotta go out for dinner now because, I'm not gonna have money in a week to go out for dinner. So when I was in more of that lack mentality, those are the beliefs behind the money, but what happens action wise is you spend it all. And technically speaking, you spend it all on foolishness. Now, when you're like moving over in beliefs and you start realizing, oh, money can come to me. I can receive money as gifts, or I can receive gifts, or I have the ability to work a job that makes more money. When you start thinking differently and receiving more money, making more money, you don't spend it all. You start thinking, so this person thinks differently now. Like, okay, money's going to come back, so I don't have to worry. Yeah, I can do this. I can do, it's like more light and free. So like the action being taken by both of these energetics, it really shows, and it shows up in our world as someone that's like poor or someone that's rich. And the truth behind it all, it's the energy and the belief systems behind it all, which is why we thought it was so important to talk about this, because it's like, that's really what's going on, actually.
Yeah, it's your energy.
That's all that's going on.
Yeah, when you really like just put it out there and you just go, okay, this is literally just my energy towards this topic. It's my vibration towards all this. It's stopping. I'm blocking. I think too that once you kind of overcome the energy of money and you empower yourself and all that, it's also it coincides with everything, with trying to reach the freedom of your mind, if that makes sense. So it's like you're getting into alignment. The money alignment is going to come too. Like, it's important to get that energy corrected so that like the rest of it can kind of connect and come together, and then you achieve that freedom. We all want freedom, right? We all want freedom to play and create, but we all feel like we can't, like we feel like there's a blockage. So clearing that money energy blockage, it's going to make you feel the freedom that you want, that you want so badly. It's not going to be the things that you buy with the money. It's not going to be, stuff like that. It's not going to be if you move somewhere new or whichever. it's going to just kind of come together, and you're going to feel the freedom. It's hard to explain, but I feel like someone who's listening felt that, like you understand it, you know?
Get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it is all energy, which is why something that both of us have done, me and Kayla, we did go through a process. And you don't have to make this a big deal. This can be a light journaling or it can be like a deep study time. You know what's best for you. But like we both were able to write a list on, okay, like where did my beliefs about money come from? And we actually did a program that talked about like, how did your mother kind of deal with money? And like, how did your father? And kind of what did you watch? Because when you start getting into the beliefs, you can kind of detangle from them and realize, like, let's just say, for example, you had a mom and dad that said, money doesn't grow on trees. I feel like everyone had a mom and dad that said something like that.
Yeah.
So it's instilling a belief in you that like money doesn't come easily, right?
Hmm.
Think about it. There's a kid out there somewhere that has parents, and that kid is watching how easy money comes and that they have a lot of money and an abundance of money. So they're going to be believing a different thing. So again, when we wrote down, you know, the people in our lives and how they dealt with money and kind of saw how we took on some of those beliefs, it just helps show you these are the money beliefs that I have, which is contributing to the manifestation that I have in the current moment with money. So if you have a lot of money or not, or whatever it is that's going on, it does come from the beliefs. So when you kind of work backwards and say, okay, these are the beliefs I've had that I've been holding, and this is my current money situation, you can get to this beautiful, freeing, liberating moment of wait, what do I want to have? Like,
Yeah.
if this is what's going on, what would I want? And it's like, well, I want to have a lot of money. I want to feel free with money. I want to feel good when my bills come in that I could just pay them right away and there's no resistance. Like, think about the difference. This is all energy. It's just beliefs. Think of the difference of when a bill comes in
Hmm.
and you can just boop, 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 paid. Ah, feels so good. Or like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I
Off the
forgot
plate.
about this bill. I gotta pay that. Those are the energies we're talking about. Like these
Yeah.
are the beliefs that we're talking about that you want to unravel and like
Yeah.
I don't even want to say correct. I like the word use, getting in alignment. Because like when
Yes.
you're in alignment, it's more freeing and centered. Like, yeah, like just pay my bill. I pay my bills right away on time. How thankful and lucky I am that I'm able to do that. There was a time in my life where
Hmm.
that was not the case. So
And these energies that we're putting out to each other, right? It's coming around full circle. So you're paying this person for a service, you're paying for your bills, you're paying this, you're paying that. Like that's all part of the energy process. It's going like this.
yeah,
Or if you want, it's going like this. It's coming back to you
yeah,
like all the time. So like it's like
yeah,
don't be afraid. Don't be like, like, oh, I don't know if I want to let this go. Like, it's part of it. It's part of the process. There was one thing that I did want to touch on too was the belief of the hard work. So like you have to work
yeah,
really, really hard. You have to hustle to get the money. I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of people out there that worked very, very hard, hustling all the time, and they're drained, they're tired, they barely spend time with their family, whatever. There's like these different energetics going on. So maybe they're getting money and that's what's happening, or they're not even getting money. Like it's like they're just in survival. Like they're making enough just to kind of say they live comfortably or feel like they live
yeah,
comfortably, but they're working so hard. And I wanted to touch on that because I believe that there's there's a there's something weird about this. It's like right now I'm doing these videos with you outside of my
mhm,
regular job. This feels good to me. I don't feel drained. Somebody else might look over and be like, oh, she's like working overtime. She's working. And it's like, no, I'm really happy. I'm going to get off this call. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm very peaceful. So it's
yes,
like, I just want to distinguish the two. It's like you can be doing things you love. It's not necessarily going to be hard work and it will bring the energy that you need to achieve that goal you want, that freedom, that,
Yes.
you know, that peace, right? And I don't know if you want to touch on that too as well a little bit. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
what should be said on that.
No, I think I know, like, I can definitely connect to what you're saying, that, like, for example, you inherit this belief that it takes hard work to achieve or to receive or to make money. Okay.
Yes.
And the problem with that belief is you can find evidence in that belief. So I'm somebody that has worked hard and has received, achieved, or made a lot of money. It's just that that belief is true if you say it's true, but that belief is not in alignment with what we're talking about the being free, being light, being easy. Because when you're in alignment, nothing is hard.
Mhm.
But if you do believe that it's hard to make money, it will be. Like, I wish everyone knew this. Everything you believe to be true is being presented in your reality, right? So you could also start believing. Beliefs are, Abraham Hicks said this, so it's not, no one makes or owns these words, but she
Right.
says beliefs are things you just keep thinking. And I just think it's the simplest way to understand what a belief is. It's a belief of yours because you keep thinking it. What if you get into alignment, just meaning you're centered, you're okay, we're not in survival mode at this point. This could especially be during meditation. Get into alignment with yourself, you're with yourself in alignment. What if money wasn't hard to make? What if it wasn't hard to come by? What if you could just receive, like, what if you could just receive gifts, payments, settlements, rewards? Like, what if money actually was really easy? And the thing is about what I'm saying, if it's bothering anyone listening, like, well, it's not, you have to understand there is somebody in the world, there's multiple people, there's thousands of people in the world that this is their truth, that money comes to them easy. Like, you could, like we were talking about hard work. Let's say what we make these videos and we end up making a course, and this is all really fun for us. So someone, we might say, oh, this is our work, this is our business, but it's not hard work because we're in alignment. We're doing what we want to
Right.
do, and we create this course. And then people are just buying this course and we're receiving money in our accounts while we're sleeping. Was that hard? That was actually easy and fun,
Right. Right. And that's
right?
the point to it, right? It's like, it's fun work. We're creating,
Yeah,
right? That's what
yes,
we came here to do. We came here to create, co-create in
yes,
positivity, heal each other, get rid of these past wounds, which is, part of it, right? That's the energy, the money energy. It's past, it's generational trauma, right? Um,
yes.
oh man, there was something I was gonna touch on and then now I forgot it. Oh, was it meant to be said?
We're in the flow. It's all good. It's all good. If it comes up,
It just wasn't meant to be said in this moment.
it's all good.
But
No,
I
but
just get so excited um just talking about it and feeling it and getting the release of it. I do suggest that, people write a list of all the gifts they've received or the grants when they've received
yeah,
money, or like make that list and really look at it and be like, oh, well, I did get money at that point. Someone gave me a gift at this point. It could be something as like, let's say somebody gave you a gift that helped elevate you to the next level of purchasing your home or something, or like they co-signed you, maybe that's also a gift. That's part of
yes,
the energy, right? So write these
yes,
things down that you have, that has come to you, so that you can see that you have manifested the money energy. You have done it. You've probably done
yes,
it more than you even realize. And when you actually just write it down and go through that list of what you've actually accomplished already, or what you've allowed energetically in, it's going to be easier to see that, oh, I am powerful. I am capable. It's real,
yes,
right? We need
yeah.
convincing. As humans, we need to see it. We need to be convinced. So that's one of the ways that you can convince yourself that money
Convince
is
the
your
mind.
energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and you know what? Don't be afraid to get in your imagination. Back in the day when I was talking about the story with the iPhone and paying for that bill, I remember I was noticing how I was feeling about money and paying my bills. And I was thinking about one of my clients that I have who like, I'm not really sure of her actual finances. Like, I don't know what she has in the bank, but she's so free and playful with money, and I admire it. So she is not afraid to like buy things, pay her bills. Like, it seems like there's like this really cool flow. So I started to imagine, what is it like when my client pays her bills? Like, I closed my eyes and I'm just like, what is it like when she pays her bills? And I just imagined it's easy.
Yeah.
You just pay it.
Yeah.
And I just realized, like, oh, like that's the only difference of my energetics at that moment and hers, is that it was easy for her. So even if, let's say, you don't have money in the bank, I would start getting playful and like imagining, actually, it could be easy. It is easy. Just get playful and play if you're not in the exact position, because that can really start a momentum. It's kind of like, um, the proper way to use affirmation. So I think sometimes people think affirmations, oh, if I say stuff, I'm going to make it come true. No, 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 no,
Mhm.
no. The
No.
point of affirmations is to build a momentum
Mhm.
of thought. So if you started saying as an affirmation, like, I love spending money, it's easy to spend money, money comes back to me, you want to start saying those and feeling the freedom
Yes.
in them to build the momentum, to change your thoughts. Because if you're thinking like my old self was, oh my gosh, I don't want to spend this, more bill, like, that's a momentum of thought. And it's most people's momentum of thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can get playful and get in this other momentum until your reality catches up with you, because it will. If you were to truly believe in what we're saying, so again, this is all about beliefs, this is energetics.
Mhm.
If you could really believe, okay, if someone else has an easier, light energy, playful energy with money, I could too. And if you were to tap into that and, like, just start those affirmations, I like spending money, I like receiving money, I love it. Like, start doing those affirmations just every day, just playful.
Yeah.
We're not saying you're going to change anything overnight, but I'm telling you, it will change the energetics, it will change the beliefs, and you will build a different momentum. That is literally all that I did in my own life personally. It was just about changing the beliefs, the momentum, the thoughts, catching them. So in that moment when I was paying my daughter's bill and I noticed I didn't want to, it's like, no, I'm not doing this resistance with money anymore. This money I'm spending, it's going to a company that provides phone service. I'm so lucky that I have this phone service. I'm so lucky I have the money. Like, that's where I shifted the thoughts.
Yes. And that's a really
And
good,
money keeps flowing.
yeah, that's a really good point to bring up, because I feel like a lot of people are in that position. And just keep shifting your thoughts towards it. It's not like you're going to wake up one day and it's all like, money's going to be wafting in, even though maybe it does, I don't know.
It could,
Just
yeah,
yeah, it
hopefully,
could.
yeah.
But we do have to just start recognizing when you're feeling like a lack, the lack
Yes,
mentality. Recognize
yeah,
when you're feeling it and just shift the thought of it. And don't be hard on yourself either. I've been hard on myself. I'm like, oh, but I thought the bad thing first, so does that still
yeah.
count? And it's like, yes, yes, it does. It still counts. Don't worry. Like, in terms of, like, at first I'm like, oh, I gotta pay this, and then I'm like, wait, no, I got this. It's all good.
I
Spirit,
got this. Exactly.
yeah, energy's it's gonna come back to me, like, in another form. I'm getting
Yeah.
my paychecks regularly. Like, it's fine, right? So it's okay
Yes.
that if that's your first initial thought, but just recognize it and shift it.
I also wanted to talk about why I really think this is important, the energetics and beliefs, because if you were to manifest a job that can provide you with a lot of money, or say you won a lottery or a settlement and you received a lot of money, the reason why I really want to, not stress, I don't even want to use that word, I really want to show the importance of the energetics and the beliefs about money is because if you somehow received money, but your energetics or belief is still within a lack or poverty consciousness,
Mm,
you will spend all that money.
yes, that's a big
So
one.
think about,
Mm,
yeah, think about those stories you hear that, like, let's say a poor person won the lottery. It's done in a year, and they may be even worse off than they were in the
mm,
beginning, because when you have a taste of that money and it gets taken away, it almost feels like a punishment. But if you shift your beliefs and the energetics about money, so even if you don't have a lot, when you receive a lot, which you will know how to properly handle it, because that's kind of the point of all of this. Money is an energy and it does want to come to you, but it wants to go, like, think of energy as like an actual person. Like, say money was a person. Think about how you are treating money or how you think about it. Money wants to come to a person that actually really loves and appreciates it and knows, like, oh,
yeah.
you would do really good here and really good, and not scared to take it out, and I'm going to lock you in a closet, or I'm going to stuff you under my mattress and no one's going to, it's like, think about those energetics. So it's so important to really elevate your beliefs and your vibration, your frequency, all of that with money, because when you receive more money, or even if you don't, it's going to be best case scenario for you, because I really don't want anyone, well, if you have to go through this, I trust you're in the lesson you are in. But,
Yeah.
I don't wish for someone to receive the money, but they didn't elevate their consciousness and they lose it all, because that is probably a way worse feeling than not having any money at all. Because to have it and it get taken, it looks like it's getting taken away, but it's really, and it's your energetics and your beliefs. So I really want to help anyone set up their foundation, especially if you don't have a lot of money right now. Master your belief system now, master your energy now, because when you make that money, which you will know what to do with it, and it's going to be so, like, you're going to be on top of the world. You're going to feel so happy, because you're not going to feel like, oh, I need this money. You're not going to put money on a weird pedestal that it doesn't belong on. Money is more, the energy is more like water, like it just wants to flow,
Yeah,
and you'll know how to make it flow and bring more to you, actually.
that's right. I'm really glad that you brought that up. That actually is an important one. It's a big one. Um, man, you can see it happen so many times when a person that has lack mentality, it's like they're gonna get it and they're just gonna spend it. Um,
Yes.
it's because they're thinking that I'm never gonna get this again. That's,
That's literally lack consciousness. That is the beliefs associated with lack
yeah.
consciousness.
It's like
Exactly.
the person that goes to the party, there's food there and they got to eat it all because they don't know if they're going to experience this again, or, they got to drink all the drink. And it's like, you know what, that is the lack mentality. So when I point out those other scenarios, recognize that it's the same energy. So when you
Yes.
clear that energy, right, you're naturally opening up, the energy of money. It's all
Yes.
connected.
It's all
So
connected.
yeah, yeah. So I was going to ask you, did you want to do a rampage?
Yeah, I just thought it would be fun
Yeah.
to kind of just have fun with the thought of money, to be playful. Me and Kayla did this the other day. I remember we were exchanging some words about some things going on with family. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I want to do like a rampage of, like, if things were really good with my family, what would that be like? And it's like, you can do this with anything. Again, an Abraham Hicks thing, but
Yeah.
it really gets you in a good flow. So, like, I was thinking I would just kind of, say a few things that feel good about money. You can if you want to, but, anyone listening, for you to also do this too, and what it might sound like, or to just feel into it. And, to do this while you're in your shower, while you're in the car driving. You could do this in your head, you could do this out loud, but just to start to feel better about money too. Like I said, it's kind of like the affirmations, where you want to start um, a positive momentum of thought.
Yeah.
instead of thinking our usual, like, oh, I don't have enough for this. Like that is a rampage too. When you say I don't have enough money for this, I can't do that's a momentum of thought too. So I'll just spew a few. I'm just gonna do it off the top of my head.
All right. Let's go. I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So I love receiving money. I love gifts. I love giving gifts. I love spending money. I love when people spend money on me. Money is so much fun. Money comes and goes. I love giving money to other people. I love investing in services, businesses that are for the greater good of me or for the collective. I love supporting small businesses. I love supporting big businesses. I love being supported. I love receiving. I love how easily money comes to me. I love exchanging services for goods and money. I love tipping the waitress. I love her face when she's so happy to receive that big tip. I love receiving big tips. I love money so much. I love spending it. I love having fun with it. I love gifting it. I love when money comes to me as a surprise. I love when I get checks in the mail. I love when I get the notification ding, e-transfer has been deposited. Best feeling ever. I love when I wake up and realize I received money. I love Friday paychecks. I love Thursday paychecks. I love gifts. I just love receiving money. I love playing with money. I love teaching about money. I love changing my beliefs about money. I just love the flow of money and I love how easily it flows to me.
Hmm.
Whew, like girl, even just like I feel tingly. Like
Me too.
it's just
I was
a
gonna
good
tell you.
feeling.
Like
It's just a good
butterflies in
feeling
my tummy,
because
goosebumps now.
how good does it feel to just say good things about money and to actually believe them? Because
Yeah.
all these things I'm saying are things that have happened. I'm not
Yeah.
making it up.
No.
Joke is though, you could make it up. Say you've never felt any of that. You could make it up and feel, well, how would it feel? Like, how would it feel if I received, say you've never got a check in the mail? Well, what would it feel like if you opened up a check in the mail and it was like for thousands of dollars?
Yeah.
I
And
want to tell you, it's the best. I
yeah.
had that feeling recently. I was like, what?
You're like, oh,
No,
okay.
I didn't even believe I didn't even believe it was real. I'm like, is this some kind of a nope. It's all
And
yours.
and at first it's like, oh, is this okay? Can I have it? Do I deserve it? It's like, yes,
Yes,
yes, you
yes,
do.
yes.
Remember,
Oh,
that's your energy coming back to you. Enjoy.
yes. Yes, I deserve money. Money deserves me. I deserve money. You deserve, like, you're so deserving. We're worthy. You
Money
do not have
flows
to work hard for
easily to
money.
me. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you do not
Oh.
have to work hard. It can come. You can work hard for money,
Hmm.
but you also don't have to work hard for money. Like
Hmm.
both beliefs are valid. And there's also nothing wrong with working hard for money, but there's also nothing wrong with receiving money for doing absolutely nothing. Like, and if that triggers anybody, that maybe would have triggered my younger self. Just know there's a belief there. That's all. That's what the trigger is about. You don't have to work hard for money. You can. You're allowed to do whatever you want, but you can also just receive money.
Yeah. Yeah.
End of story.
That's it. And sometimes there's going to be maybe a settlement you were working on like 3, 4 years ago, you forgot all about it. And then the people reach out to you and they say, hey, just so you know, we finally cleared this up. Here's some money. It's like, receive it, because some people might be like,
Yeah,
oh, but I didn't, that was from before. So this is just what I earned
doesn't matter.
before. And it's
No.
like, no, your energy wanted you to have it today. Enjoy it, have
Yep.
fun, play with it, create with it, and just,
Yes.
live your best life or gift it,
Yes.
whichever,
Exactly.
whatever you feel called to do. There's no wrong answer, you know?
Yes. Yeah, and I just want to say before we close off, because this is something I know that happens a lot, and I hope that this conversation can help you to kind of shift this perspective. if there's something coming up in your life, like let's say maybe an opportunity to go on a trip, or to do an event, or to do something that costs money. And if the thought comes up, which it always does, well, I can't afford this. Well, how am I going to pay for it? I want you to catch yourself, and I want you to ask this question instead. Just make it neutral. Well, how could I pay for this trip? If there is a way, could it be shown to me? How could I afford this event? How
Yeah.
could I afford? Just ask how and be playful, and imagine if there was a way, if it could be presented to you. I'm not asking you for you to think about it. I'm asking for the universe. You ask the universe to show you, well, if there was a way for me to go on this trip, how? Show me. Could you give me a sign, universe? I want you to shift your thinking to that instead of, well, I can't. Because again, energy, beliefs. I want you guys to have whatever the hell you want. There's no right or wrong. If you want to take a trip, do you know do you know that you could win a trip? You could win a vehicle. Like, and I'm not suggesting that's how it's going to come. I'm just saying your brain doesn't need to know. It can come to you, but just catch yourself in these moments and just
Yeah.
even ask how. Well, how could I? How could I have enough money? How could I make enough money to do this? Because you
Yeah.
can.
Yep. Ask your guides and thank them afterwards and just say,
Yeah.
how can I do this? Can you help me? And I thank you. And
Yes.
you'll see. It'll come through. The message will
That's the
come
art
through.
of allowing, the art of
Yeah.
receiving. You be free with it. You don't have to worry, you don't have to stress. Just ask and let it come to you.
Yeah. And sometimes the idea can come through another person. Like they
Yes,
will just
exactly.
talk about something or say something, and it's like, oh my gosh, my question just got answered, but they don't know that you asked that question. It's just, the angel said, hey, they put a thought in someone's head and they spoke it to you. So that's how we can get those answers as well. Like it comes,
Yes.
just be open, receiving of love, and you will hear it. You will hear clearly.
Yeah, and I say just try it. I mean, the worst that's ever going to happen, and I want everyone to know this. If there's something you ask for, so I'm not recommending you ask, well, how can I have $1 million in my bank account tomorrow? Like, okay, unless you're already playing with that type of money, if you're meant to have something, you will. But I want you to trust that, like, let's just even say in my exact scenario, there was a trip that you might want to go on. I want you to really trust that if you're not meant to go on that trip, there won't be a way that will be presented for you, and to trust that there's something bigger there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but if there is a way, which is why I said to ask the question, if there is a way, could you show me? Because if you are meant to, anything that is meant to be yours, meant to be with you, it will be. If you can just get out of the way, get out of your mind, and not let the mind chatter take over and convince you it's not possible. If something is meant for you, you will have it. And even something like $1 million in your bank account, maybe you can't get that overnight, but that doesn't mean if you keep following the little breadcrumbs the universe gives you that you can't have 1 million in your bank account. You can, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say you really do have to trust. And yeah, the million overnight most likely won't happen, but even that, there's a possibility that happens. There's been crazier things that have happened in our world, so it could happen.
That's awesome. Well, we love you guys and appreciate listening and having fun with this. We're all creating together. So
Yeah.
sending light and love
Yes.
and many blessings.
See you next time. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.